Huzzah, and well met once again, this time to my bards and minstrels amongst my bannermen. And today I have a very simple and very short video for you. It's just this little contraption behind me. We'll get right into it, and a few housekeeping chores afterwards, but I won't take too much of your time. I'm exhausted after a trip to the Renaissance Festival in Michigan yesterday. I went with a dear friend of mine, and we had a wonderful time. So, anyways, this is an automatic jukebox shuffler. And inside, you can see we have all 17 of the albums, or 18 of the albums if you count the one that's in the jukebox playing. There's nothing in this hopper. So, this is a super simple contraption to build. You have a jukebox on a hopper placed into a dropper facing upwards. You'll have another dropper that is facing into the jukebox, and you'll see that our things have changed, but still nothing in the hopper. When the record finishes playing, it drops into the hopper and is immediately placed into the dropper. When the record falls into the hopper, this observer will observe that, and this observer will observe the observer observing that, which will light up this block. Well, it will power this block, which will power this redstone just for a moment, which will directly power this dropper to push one record up into this dropper. This dropper will receive soft power from this lower dropper and push one record into the jukebox. Now, you can manually switch things along. Don't put them into the hopper, because once this system gets started going again, a hopper will be locked by a jukebox that's playing a record on top of it. So you'll want to take and put them directly in there, or just don't bother messing with them at all. You can shut the system off by pushing shift and placing a switch on there first, and turning the switch on the jukebox. That will stop it from playing afterwards. 11 is short, so we'll stick with it. But that's really all there is to this thing. You can set this down in the ground so your jukebox is right on floor level. This whole thing can be buried or placed so that this is along a wall. In fact, I will share with you how one might do that. Well, actually, I use gray for stuff that might sit on. Let's use, or excuse me, light gray. So you might build this contraption so that only the jukebox pokes through your wall and floor, but everything else is hidden down here. This won't bother anything to build your wall like this. Your shuffling jukebox will continue to function just fine if it's part of a wall like that. And another feature of this is that when your record drops into the hopper and then into here, you will have at least two other songs before you could have a repeat. You will have, when it drops here, it will move here and here, and then it could possibly be the one record that gets pushed from the dropper to the dropper and from the top dropper to the jukebox, meaning that every third song could be the same song, but that's a heck of a lot of coin flips coming up heads in a row. So, anyways, this shouldn't bore you with repeats too often, and you are not required to have all of the creepy albums or the strange albums in here. Put in whatever you like, and don't put in what you don't want to hear. So, as I said, a little bit of housekeeping. Obviously, this was a short video. That's all there is to that contraption. I know that's not much, and we don't give enough love to our bards and singing people and musicians of all kinds. They do so much for us, and this is all we're able to give them in return. Now, this isn't exactly in-depth build guide. This is just something that I like to have around, especially after I've collected a few records in a survival world, and it can be fun. Um, I have mentioned before that I'm working on a bigger video, which it seems is going to end up being another shorter video ahead of time because of a... Oh, you can see how that fired right behind us there. And now we're on to listening to Far, which is one of my favorites, by the way. Share your favorite musicians and musics in the comments if you'd like. We'll try to give them all a listen if necessary. And maybe I'll respond with some of my own favorites. But back to the video. I decided to do this as a favor to another friend of mine. You can find him on my Facebook. I will also link his Facebook in the description of this video. His name is Joseph Jett. He is a guitarist and singer-songwriter, and he's really darn good. And I would appreciate it if you go and show him some support, especially if you're here in Michigan with us. But he loves to share his process and his theory craft of his songs that he writes. And you never know. He's really personable and fun, and he could use a little more support and love. So go and see his stuff, his work, and let him know what you think of it. And with that, I am your exhausted White Sun Paladin. I hope you're blessed on your next quest, and I'm off to my next adventure, which is probably some sleep. Huzzah!